Do you know what's sometimes the hardest thing to do? To do nothing. Not to text, not to call, not to wait. Because we humans can't fit the end of something into silence. We seek an answer, an explanation, a reason. But sometimes that reason never comes. And that's when something inside us breaks. One part of us still hopes, while the other already knows the truth. And we get stuck in between the two. Look, human relationships are systems of balance. One gives, the other receives. One speaks, the other listens. And as long as that flow is mutual, the relationship lives. But when one side keeps giving while the other stays silent, that's no longer connection. That's exhaustion. You send a message, it's seen, but no reply comes. You share something, they don't respond. And you start to wonder, what did I do wrong? Where did I mess up? Why don't they talk to me anymore? But let me tell you something, none of those questions will heal you, because they come from the wrong place. You're measuring your worth by someone's reply, but that reply does not define who you are. Don't text them again. Yes, it sounds simple, but that phrase isn't just a call to action. It's a call to awakening. It means, I will no longer seek validation outside myself. It means, I remember my own worth. See, silence isn't inaction. Silence is a choice. And that choice says, I choose to protect my energy now. According to John Bowlby's attachment theory, the way we were shown love as children shapes the way we seek love as adults. If love once came through distance, neglect, or uncertainty, we grow up mistaking uncertainty for love. We call unanswered messages patience. But that's not patience, that's emotional hunger. And every time you text, every time you call, you're not really asking for something from them. You're asking for something from yourself. You're saying, please see me, hear me, notice me. But true recognition doesn't come from others. It begins when you turn inward. Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So the emotions you don't face, they control you. That's why silence is awareness. When you stay silent, you start to hear yourself. A voice rises within. I don't have to do this anymore. I am worthy simply because I exist. That voice is your rebirth. Remember this. Not replying is also a reply. If someone doesn't want to see you, trying to pull them back will only drain you. Sometimes the hardest test in life isn't leaving, it's stopping. Stopping and doing absolutely nothing. Because silence isn't passive waiting. Silence says, I'm no longer playing this game. And believe me, that's the strongest decision you can make. Many people think silence is weakness. But I'm telling you, silence is the declaration of emotional sovereignty. It says, I refuse to live by your reactions. It says, my value isn't defined by your attention. And that, my friend, is freedom. Sometimes silence is used as punishment, but that's not healthy silence. In narcissistic dynamics, silent treatment is a weapon of control. But your silence isn't for punishment, it's for protection. And that difference changes everything. Because through your silence, you're not talking to them, you're talking to yourself. You're saying, I don't want to be broken anymore. I no longer need to prove myself. Know this, Real love is clarity. Indecision is indifference. And if someone leaves you in uncertainty, that's not lack of love, that's lack of respect. Uncertainty drains you. It eats your mind, your heart, your energy. And one day you realize you're not waiting for the person anymore. You're waiting for the habit of waiting itself. And then comes the question, what am I really holding on to? Because sometimes it's not the person we miss. It's who we were in that relationship. But that version of you, she's gone. You've grown. You've awakened. You're choosing yourself now. Sending a message is easy, but staying silent, that takes courage. Because silence isn't surrender, it's self-trust. In silence, you begin to hear your inner voice. You turn inward. You learn to say to yourself, I'm enough. And in that moment, the war inside you ends. True maturity doesn't depend on external responses, it lives in inner balance. Because sometimes, not getting a reply isn't a loss, it's a victory. Silence brings you back to your power. You no longer need anyone else's yes. You learn to give that yes to yourself. A relationship exists only when both people want it. If only one person is trying, it's no longer love, it's a burden. And you don't have to carry it. Sometimes endings aren't really endings. Sometimes a moment of silence is the quiet announcement of a new beginning. Because every ending is actually the birth of awareness. So today, I want to tell you this. If you still feel like texting someone who drains your energy, stop. Take a deep breath and tell yourself, I don't need this. I am already enough. I am already loved. Remember, true love is not felt through messages, but through actions. And sometimes, saying nothing is the loudest way of saying, enough. Your silence is not weakness, it's the echo of your freedom. And that echo will one day lead you to the person you truly deserve. You see, there comes a time in life when you stop explaining yourself. You stop proving your worth to people who never really saw it in the first place. You stop fighting battles that were never meant to be yours. Because peace is not found in endless conversations, but in quiet acceptance that what's meant for you will never need convincing. Silence doesn't mean you've given up. It means you've grown. It means you've learned to let go of what drains you and make space for what truly fills your soul. You begin to understand that love is not about who texts first, who apologizes faster, or who tries harder to be seen. It's about who shows up even when words fall short. And in that silence, you'll start to hear things you once ignored. The sound of your own heart healing. The peace that comes from solitude. The calm after storms you thought would never end. That's when you realize not everyone deserves a front row seat to your story. Some people were just meant to teach you how to close the book. So don't be afraid of walking alone for a while. Don't mistake solitude for emptiness. Because in that quiet space, you're not losing anything. You're finding yourself again. And one day, someone will come into your life who understands your silence, respects your peace, and matches your energy without you having to say a word. Until then, keep choosing yourself. Keep protecting your peace. Let your silence speak volumes. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. And when that silence becomes your companion, you begin to see life differently. You stop chasing closure from people who never gave you clarity. You stop seeking love in places that only offered confusion. You stop begging for peace from those who live in chaos. Because healing isn't loud. It doesn't come with fireworks or grand gestures. Healing is quiet. It's waking up one morning and realizing the weight on your chest is lighter. It's laughing again without forcing it. It's looking back at what broke you and feeling nothing but gratitude for the lessons it left behind. You see, strength isn't built by holding on. It's born the moment you finally let go. The moment you stop trying to rewrite the past and start embracing the person you're becoming. Every heartbreak, every silence, every goodbye has been shaping you, refining you, teaching you how to love deeper, not weaker. And maybe that's what true love is all about. Not losing yourself for someone else, but finding someone who reminds you who you are. Someone whose presence feels like peace, not pressure. Someone who sees your scars and still chooses to stay. But here's the truth, before you find them, you'll have to find you. You'll have to face the parts of yourself you once ran from. You'll have to forgive the person you were when you didn't know better. And when you do, when you finally meet yourself with kindness, the world around you begins to change. You attract differently. You speak differently. You walk differently because now your steps are guided by peace, not pain. So if today feels heavy, if your silence feels endless, remember this. You're not falling apart. You're unfolding. You're shedding the layers that were never truly you. And one day soon, you'll look back and realize that everything you thought was breaking you was actually building you. Until then, keep walking with grace. Keep choosing peace, even when it's hard. Keep loving quietly, healing slowly, growing steadily. Because the right people, the right moments, and the right kind of love, they'll find you when your silence turns into strength. And when that day comes, you won't need to explain your story. They'll feel it in your presence. They'll see it in your eyes. They'll understand that the silence which once protected you has now become the language of your freedom.